Hello everyone, this is Meltman of Gaming Philosophy. Welcome back to Flotsam. This is going to be a bonus stream. I ended up already streaming a bit today, so I didn't stream the entire amount of time I normally allot myself to stream in a day, and I figured I would go ahead and do some more Flotsam to go ahead and finish out the night, kind of wind down from all the Borderlands 3 I've been playing. That being said, this is my gameplay that I have 4 hours in the game. We've looped the map once, so this is my second loop. So that's why I have a sizable city already set up, and I have some research already done. So what I will be doing, hopefully in the stream, is finishing out all the remaining research, just maxing everything out, but also seeing how big I can go ahead and get my city, because there is a maximum build range, I believe there is, for the city. It's only so far out from the town heart that you can build out from. So I'm hoping to see if I can expand that in some way, see if I can unlock that, or simply just try to pack everything nice and neat and tight in there and see how big we can get it without running out of room. So thank you for joining me along this trip, and see where we go from here. So right now I'm out of plastic. I'm doing good on food and water. Got too much water is the problem, but not enough places to store it. Got some fish over here. Let's see here. In storage, we do have plenty of fish, though, so I'm not too worried about that. I'm not using this building anymore because I've gotten good with my water collectors with my current population, that I can collect the water fast enough that I don't have to worry about water. In fact, I have two rafts here that are laden down with water that I really don't need to worry about it. So I think I'm going to go ahead and... what's this saying? Oh, we don't have any wood to go ahead and stock this. Yeah. We'll get some wet wood in, people swimming out and grabbing it. Alright. And I'll salvage this once we have a salvage wood free. So, okay, we're getting some plastic in now. Let's go ahead and, yeah. We have someone working on the food cart making us fish kebabs out of the fish we have, rather than drying them, so we get the full nutritional value out of the fish. So yeah. And out of all of our people, everybody seems to be doing good. Alright, so let's just speed things up. Let them just swim out, collect the resources. I have this one set to 1 and this one set to 2 to try to get as much of this stuff in as possible. The wet wood is almost instantly thrown on a drying rack. But yeah, if I go ahead and pull this up and go like this, you can tell that I've kind of hit the limit on how big I can build, and I kind of lost this space here due to how I built. So that's kind of rough. I think I can go ahead and build that out there. Alright. And Ma3, welcome to the stream. Thanks for being early. think I can build off of that any farther. Which means the only way for me to get into this space is going to be off of this walkway here. Otherwise, I think I've completely blocked it off. So I have to be careful about that. There are times where I've blocked things off when I really shouldn't have. And we haven't even touched these water supplies because my auto collectors have done enough to go and get stuff. So I may have to just go ahead and look at building a new dock just to go ahead and get this set up. So let's go ahead and get ourselves some rope made. We'll see about making a salvage boat. Maybe I can attach it right here on the end if I'm lucky. It'd be cool to be able to squeeze it in. And we have the salvage boat here. Now let's send someone out. I don't know what benefit we would get from having a second sail. So I already have one. But I suppose there's other things there that I can grab. Can I somehow get a second dock? Nope. Yeah. Yeah, but passive water collection is best collection. Okay, so that'll give us some rope and some metal. Okay, so we got all the resources out of there. Guess I'll start sending the fishers out again. Let's see here. Okay. All right. Plenty of wood and plenty of plastic. All right, so let's go ahead and I think this area in here I'm mostly just going to make storage. Okay. Ooh. The large storage costs metal, and I'm not going to be able to get any metal yet. All right, we'll go and gather as much as we can to store as much as we can. I want to get these salvage boats freed up so I can store things. So what I think I'm going to do is I think I'm going to spend the research points on some small water containers. I don't want to, honestly. That requires pipe. Okay, with the limited metal I have, this takes 6 pipe, and it takes 2 metal to make 1 pipe. I don't have enough scrap for that because that's going to take 12 scrap, and I only have 9. Oof. Oof. So I spent research on something that I didn't want to build anyways, that I can't build to try to solve my maximum water storage problems. The problem is they keep on collecting the water from these passive collectors to top my water off. They don't prioritize the boats. It'd be nice if they prioritized water from boats over water from collectors, but I suppose though in a different situation I would prefer it the other way too, so maybe it's not that bad. I at least have one boat that I can have on collection. Let's see here. Okay. So all the swim collection has been achieved. I can't do any more swim collection. So everything else has to be done by a salvage boat. Alright. You can start to see how I want more of my salvage boats available to be able to go and get this stuff as fast as possible. Because we're going to need as much supplies as I can go ahead and hold on to if I'm going to really expand this out. Okay. Can I get this to... Okay. Let's try to squeeze in another dock for another salvage boat there. Right. See if we can get... Yep. 2 more salvage boat docks. Now we can free up more boats for getting more goods in. Alright. Here we go. And what I'm going to need is I'm going to need people at this point. Because, I mean, I'm sitting at a case where I have 8 beds, 7 people. I'm about to have 7 boats. Which means I'm going to have as many boats as I have people. Oh crap. The food's not being made because I haven't been making firewood. Make some firewood, dang it. Yeah, I know. Food just dropped down low because it wasn't paying attention. Is we have plenty of fish, but we only have a little bit of dried fish left, which is definitely not going to be the best for us. Okay. That should turn our food around. thinking maybe I need to go and build a second food trolley to be able to process the food, the raw fish, faster. What I think I'll do, since I have so much fish, is I'm going to switch one of the drying racks to fish, just to help out a little bit, until the food gets more stable. Alright, here we go. The problem is, of course, once the storage for the food fills up, which it fills up with just one cook, the chef that I have for it walks off and does something else. I have them set priority for the food, but, you know. Okay. We have... There we go. See, now we're gonna hit and hopefully get a little bit back to more of a balance. Alright. So how are you guys doing today? We are going to have to continue on to a new area here soon. Let's see here. Second the fish run out. Ooh, have the fish run out? Yep, looks like it. So we'll start dropping fish unless we move on. So it is time. Next area. Let's go ahead and pause the game here. And get our fishing scavenge there. Alright. Alright, there's some more fish over here. Alright. Mona sinking Mulfrit and Barney Squid Triggut. Interesting names. Interesting names. Okay. Hopefully by rescuing a couple more people, we can go ahead and some new things. Let's go ahead and unlock the houses and see what's involved with making the houses instead of just the small house. A little bit of metal. Let's see here. I think the small houses, which is basically a bed floating on, you know, like barrels. I may retire as many of these as possible when I get the metal to do it, and get people actually in actual houses, which is what I'm hoping this is. Okay. So. Alright. Hey, Joseph. I do have a frame counter, usually in the upper right-hand corner of the screen for Borderlands 3, just because it's had some performance issues. So there's one built into Borderlands 3 that I tend to turn on, just so I can get an idea is what's causing the frame rate issues. When do I see it happen? There was a recent patch, though, that they fixed some of those issues, and I did stream it for a while earlier, and it seems to have gotten better, but it's not... It still needs a little work. But that happens. New titles sometimes aren't optimized real-world performance across the board, because they do test them mostly on the rigs that they build the game on, and that sometimes the translation to every type of rig and setup doesn't actually get as optimized as it could be. So I expect that the longer Borderlands 3 sits in the ecosystem, the more data the developer will get, and the better it will perform down the road. So yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to seeing it get better as time carries on. I'm waiting for them to go ahead and build this house here. Yeah, we got some food out of that too. But I am going to have to, I think it'll be smart of me to go ahead and get a second food truck, because it's a fight just to keep food right now. I had a supply, but I let it whittle down, and now it's just, you know... All that nibbler fish in plastic. The large storage yards are definitely helping storage-wise in comparison to small ones. But I would build more. But again, it's another thing that requires metal, which is, of course, something that's a little hard to get by. There we go. Getting back up in the foods. Okay, so we got everything out there. Ooh, even more food. I think that means we can go ahead and take these drying racks off fish. Okay. Okay. Once I have both areas searched, despite there being more fish here, I need to go ahead and find a place that has metal in it, which means I'm going to have to move on and hope that this area here has some metal that I can salvage. And last time I went ahead and got the seagull, which mysteriously died for reasons last time. I'm going to go for the people this time, because if I'm making this place the biggest I can, I'm going to go ahead and need as many people as I can get. I just have to make sure I scale the food and water production up with that. Otherwise, I'm going to go ahead and end up with a problem. Oh, did the house get done? An actual floating house. Yay! Got two people. Okay, so he's a hungry hippo. Gets hungry faster, so he'll eat us at a house and home, food-wise. And she is gets drowsy faster. Okay, someone was going to spend the entire time sleeping. Yay! I feel so happy that I rescued them. So happy. Now that I've rescued them, I'm moving on. Please have a place that has some metal to it. Alright. We'll definitely want the fuel. We'll definitely scavenge there. Hopefully this will have metal. I'm not going to bother scavenging the water place because didn't work. I was trying to get both of them, so I didn't have to put down an extra buoy, but guess that's just outside the range. Okay. You don't need to be making more firewood. I think 100 firewood is enough. Okay. Alright. And food is definitely going with food. I got 10 research. Alright. Let's see here. We could definitely get the large water containers next. Alright. There we go. Large ones, of course, require even more supplies. Okay. Okay. Now, I'm not going to get any more metal here, so I will have to move on again in hopes to get metal. Pondering PC or console. Oh, yeah, well, I'm sure that they're going to do their best to go ahead and get it up to speed for consoles as soon as possible. But yeah, I can feel how that would be rough. Alright, so, again, I'm going to go for this location. And I don't desperately need research points, so I won't spend the fuel to go there, and I won't hopefully need water. I think I'll be good, so I'm not going to spend the fuel there. But we can go ahead and go here and get more fuel, so I'll be very much in a safe place fuel-wise. Because these tend to have fuel in them. Yeah. I'm just hoping that I can see something that has some solid water. I mean, solid metal. Metal is what I'm the shortest on, and it can only be salvaged in limited fashions. I needed to build a second food truck. I needed to go ahead and build more storage. I have everything to make. Oh, if I had more metal, I could make it another sail. Ugh. And again, I have plenty of raw fish, raw nibbler fish. It's the processing the nibbler fish into cooked fish that's too slow because I have only one food truck. So I'll build a second food truck the second I have the metal for it. Which it's going to be 12 metal and 10 screws, and it takes 1 metal to make 2 screws, so I'm going to go ahead and basically need like 17 metal. So that means I have to come across a good metal source quickly. I have a feeling that we are going to see a decaying fuel reserve, food reserve, until I get that second food truck in. And the next place I'm going to is going to have more people to rescue, but I only have one more bed. And if I want to go ahead and make the good houses, I'm going to need metal for that too. So metal, 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 metal. That's what I'm struggling with right now. Seems to be a slow countdown on the food. I seem to be kind of stabilized. Can't get that. I want to be able to get those fish right there, but they're just out of range. Another scavenging boat, another fishing boat. Salvage the water because it's there. That'll give me, if I salvage the water, that'll give me 20 water that's sitting in fishing boats that basically I'm using as overflow storage. Since I have the resources to go and get the boats, you know, why not? Let's take a look at our people.
Yo. Hello. Hello. Yo. Hey. Yo. Yo.
Kid's been eats less, yeah.
Hey. Elaba.
All right. Dagger, what are you doing here? Is this more shifts codes? Post those in Discord. Don't put them here. More people, I think, will see them in Discord than they will on the Flotsam stream. But thank you so much for the shift codes, bud. Never mind, it's expired. Oh. Well, try the code before you go ahead and post it then. Goofball. Thank you just the same. Let's see here. I think we're gonna have to carry on here pretty soon. I don't want the food reserve to get under 20. I think we fished up all the fish that were here, so it's about time to end up moving on. Let's see here. Just left 15. Yeah, so load and a half. It got posted 10 minutes ago, and it expires in 6 hours? Really? Wow, and it's already expired? Really? Whoops. I think someone did an oopsie. I have 1, 2, 3... 3 fishing boats and 5 scavenging boats. Yeah. So, but I mean, I'm not seeing a situation where I'm running short on fishing boats. More often than not, it's the scavenging boats that I'm running short on. Okay. Alright. We got everything we can from here. I think it's time to move on. Please let there be metal! Please! Alright. Let's see here. We got some algae, that's good. Yes! There's a viaduct. That means metal galore. We have a couple people to rescue. So, I'm gonna build a food truck, and then I'm going to go ahead and build a second home. I think that'll give me room to go and squeeze a second house in here. And then I can possibly get the food truck in here. And then we have a lot of fish stored here. So that should work. You know, there's a system that exists in games like RimWorld that I think that Flotsam could, if the developers look into it, they could add into this. And, I mean, the system they have, just build another one, or keep building as long as you have the supplies to build it, is good. But a command that is build until you have X amount in storage, like, I would love to go ahead and say, hey, you know what, I want you to build firewood if there is less than 25 firewood in storage. Build until you have X. That would be a nice thing, a nice creature comfort that the developers, I think, could add to the game. It's not necessary. It should not. It doesn't need to be a priority or anything, but it would just give a little bit more control to the player, to where they could go and say, "Hey, you know what? I want to make sure that I have 25 firewood at any given time." And I could just go ahead and set the woodworking shed to have 25 firewoods in storage and be good and not need to touch the woodworking shed, short of making sure that I'm getting enough dry wood to it. And I mean, you can do the same thing with the rope. I mean, set to like having at least 5 rope in storage. So I think that if they were to add those controls to that, it would go ahead and get the it would make certain things easier for some players. As far as that goes. Again, creature comfort, improves the quality of life in the game, but is not you need to do this kind of thing. Okay, so we got some metal now. So in order to make a food truck, we need to go ahead and turn some of that metal into screws. So let's go ahead and go to screws. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So that'll give us 10 screws. Check something. Yeah, I can squeeze one more house in here. Good. I don't want to do that until I know that I've got this all ready to be built. I'm having to try to make sure I balance my wood, I mean my metal consumption here, because it can get very quickly that I will overuse a limited resource like that. Go ahead and salvage the seaweed next. And let's go ahead and set two boats there. One boat there. And we can do a swim collection without a boat. So if someone wants to swim out there, we're not going to say no. Alright. Ooh, that... Let's see. Where can I squeeze this in? I think that would be the best right there. Yeah, that fits perfectly. And that leaves this for maybe 2 more houses in here. Do I have enough to make that? Yes. Okay. Alright, I like that. That'll work out great. With that being said, let's go ahead and rescue these lovely folks, because we'll have a place for them to stay. And we got all of the metal out of there. Alright. Doing good, doing good. Let's go and look at people's priorities here. Let's see here. Gophering is something that always needs to be done, but I think we'll have Squid go ahead and also scouting landmarks for scavenging to help us get those taken care of. And I think we're going to make sinking one of our other chefs. We're going to have 2 chefs. That way, since we have 2 cooking trucks for producing our food, having 2 chefs, I think, would be smart. How's storage looking? Still doing fine. Alright. Okay. But again, I don't have enough metal to make a large water container. So I'm kind of glad that I waited on the water containers, since they're so metal heavy. If I had went ahead and rushed those in the beginning, I don't think I would have been able to go ahead and get other things done, surely because of the amount of metal needed in our construction. I mean, look at this. I built a food truck. There we go. Just auto make there. Okay. We got all the seaweed. There we go. So now we're gonna have 2 food trucks churning out our almost 100 worth of fish to go ahead and turn it into cooked fish that people can get the best nutrition out of, and we'll be good. And we have a healthy amount of raw seaweed that we can go ahead and utilize as well. So let's see. She has dry mouth, gets thirsty faster, and he has a drinks less because he's moist. Stormy, of course, the guy named Stormy is moist. And the guy and the lady named Captain's just thirsty. Oh man, moist and thirsty. They chose the best meme-ish names for the characters' character traits. The best of memes. We definitely squeeze in some houses in here. All right. Oh. I could have sworn I said to rescue them. I was like, what's taking so long? I may go ahead and actually run out of fish if this keeps on taking so long. I hadn't set them to be rescued. Whoops! I did an oopsie. I goofed. Let's see here. And I'm assuming we've already fished up all the fish, you know. So this is going to be the problem going forward, is getting enough fish to feed your population. You go ahead and get to a certain population amount, and you'll burn through your fish fast. I think of the 2 new people, I think I'm gonna mostly just have them be gophers because I really need more gophers. People just moving goods around. Yeah. There we go. We got them rescued. Alright. Time to move on. Okay. So this will go ahead and give me research, possibly metal. And there's one thing left to research. And this will give me more fuel. But also, if I go here and I go there, I know I'll get metal again. So I think, now that I see that this is here, I kind of want to go there just to see if I can get that metal. Because that would be nice. So, that's what we're going to do. Ooh. And if I somehow can get... There's an opportunity to get even more. So let's see here. Research. Yes, metal! Okay. Metal gets priority. Show me where those fishies are. I want those fishies because they're so delicious. Goldfishy. I thought this was a rescue location. Huh. There's no people. Oh, no. It's not a rescue location. The other place I was thinking about going would have been a rescue location. I see. So if I go here, go sail down here, hit this. If I have the fuel, I can go there. And that would be a lot of metal guaranteed. Okay. Okay. If you have nothing else to do, you can go swimming for plastics. Alright, here we go. I suppose I can see about processing some of this down to get the pipes I need to go ahead and make a large collector. Hopefully I'll get lucky and get some more metal. Let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, so that's going to eat up pretty much all the metal I have left. Ugh, rough. You're rough. Okay. So there's two things I can research left. One, the distillinator, and the fish kebab. Which, the fish kebab could wait because honestly, I have a better. I skipped it. Make the food truck instead. All right. How big are you? Okay. Can I squeeze you in somewhere here? I think we'll do it here. Now the question is, how much will water will one of these large storage units hold? Okay, so we got all the metal out of there. Scavenge that. Scavenge that. We'll see what we can get out of that shack town and the abandoned shack. So, shack town and abandoned shack. This is outhouse. Whew. All right. Alright. The sloppy bucket. Completely scavenged. 10 research, which means distillinator unlocked. What do we need to make the distillinator? 20 screws, so that's 10 metal right there. And then 6 pipe, which is another 12 metal. So 22 metal, which we happen to have. So let's go ahead and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. I held off on the distillinator because it seemed like if I had passive water collection, that seemed like a smarter move because then I would go through less wood making fuel to keep the to keep the water income coming in. But you know, what do I know? Making more with less seems to go ahead and be the smarter path, but I could be wrong. Alright. Okay. We are actually getting to the point where we are running out of fish to actually fish up and burning through what we have in supply fairly quick. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to start to, because I want to stay here a little longer, I'm going to start using the seaweed that we have stockpiled up to go ahead and start fishing up nibbler fish using the fishing hut that we built a while ago. Because if we run out of fish to turn into cooked fish, we're going to run into a problem. Okay. So we had 60 before that we could store in here. This added another 30. Okay. So I'm assuming that the small one would have added 5. Alright. Okay. Hey, Ace Belly Bee, how's it going, bud? Welcome back. Ooh, what's that? Interesting looking pattern. So there we go. We have successfully unlocked all of the available research options in the game currently. Now keep in mind, the game is still very much in alpha. It just released a couple days ago. What's this game about? It's a city builder, but it's a little different than most city builders. If you've seen the movie Waterworld, it's basically that. The polar ice caps have melted, the world has gotten flooded, and all of the stuff that existed in the cities got washed away. So now what civilization is left exists floating on top of the water, and they have to deal with the occasional trash floods as all the debris left over from everything getting washed away goes ahead and floods and crashes into what little landmass is above the water. So rather than building on land, you build a city around your city hearth. Phone goes off. Oh, a new melt stream. Like, passes out while listening. Thank you so much for liking the stream there, Full Lotto. So yeah, you basically rescue people from being stranded on little outcroppings and bring them back to your base and use the junk you find to salvage resources from the remaining houses and stuff. So we've gotten all the resources we can from this location from the viaduct, also known as the highway. This had a bunch of cars on it. I scrapped them for metal. This shack, I scrapped it, got some dry wood and some food out of it, and some research. The shack town, wood, firewood, more food, more research. And the research is what you use to unlock better things to build with. So yeah. I mean, it's one of those games with, like, if the world were to flood, how would you build your city to survive and thrive, kind of thing. And so you do a little resource management, you do a little this, a little that. Okay. Okay. Alright, but it is time for us to move on. And we still need metal. So, we don't so much need water, but we could use water. I currently only have one fuel. So if I go there, I will use my one fuel up. I will have no choice but to just follow where the wind takes me from that point on. But if I use my sail instead of my fuel, I can go and get here, maybe get a new person, maybe get lucky, find some fuel. I'd rather use my last bit of fuel, I think, to go ahead and get to a ruined factory where I might get more fuel. So I think we'll learn to move here, just save that last bit of fuel. Alright. Now that we're at a new location, we have Stu Reels Gutty and Lorne Goopa Creek. Lorne is a fast mover because he's got the torpedo effect. And Reels, oh, he's a hungry hippo. He gets hungry faster. Not the best people, but not the worst either. So I currently have not enough housing for them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and look at building the house first. So I need some more plastic, and I need some more... I think we might have a loading glitch going on here, because it says I don't have enough plastic or metal to make this. But I have 17 metal, and it's only giving me access to 3. And I have 4 plastic out of my 10. So I think there's some sort of glitch going on here where it's not giving me all of my supplies. Huh. Again, this game is very much early access. It just came out a couple days ago as an early access game. So, But, you know, for early access games, this one has so much that's already really set up well in it that it's easy to think of it as not an early access game, but a game that's pretty much complete already. Alright. Now, rather than having this salvage boats go out to this water here, I'm going to tell people to go ahead and swim. Swim and get me that plastic. Since it's right here next to the edge, we can go ahead and do that. Alright. And since I see some plastic and some wood here, here's where I'll put an actual salvage boat up. So we can get all of that. Alright. And let's say we'll send 2 salvage boats out for that. Alright. Now, give you an idea of how this really looks. I'm running it on triple speed. So this is how you can expect the game to kind of look. Food trucks, water collectors, the small houses, which are basically floating beds, small storages, scrap smiths, mooring docks. You have the fishing huts. This is a plastic recycler. So what they do is they can turn plastic into plastic nets, which is needed for the fishing huts. Treat the unwanted folks like Kerbals. Milt starved a seagull last time. Ugh. That I'm still standing by. I had food. The seagull wouldn't eat it. I think that was a bug. Just like right now, I can't build anything. Because it says I don't have enough supplies, when I clearly do have supplies. So I think we've encountered another bug where the supplies aren't being visible for whatever reason. Okay. So we found some extra food, which is good. Some good old cans. And that one's done. 3 wood and stuff. Now I've got just research points stacking up. Okay. Okay. And this says I have no metal. And clearly I just used 3 out of 14, so I should have 11 metal to make a new house. So, again, early access game, there are going to be some bugs. Are there tidal waves or hurricanes? Not yet. Put on a green shirt. Okay, 1, my chroma key is keyed to black. So a green shirt won't make me invisible. Here, let me show you. Coffee mug that you can't see. Won't. Won't, because it's keyed to black. If I were to go ahead and go like this, so putting on a green shirt won't do what you think it's going to do. But yeah. Nice try though, Spelling Bee. Wear a coffee mug then. I don't think I'm gonna fit. I'm looking at the coffee mug. Oh, well, you can't see the coffee mug, but yeah, I think it is just a little too small for me. I don't have a coffee mug in me size, okay? Man, do you think about the amount of coffee that would hold, too? Play Flotsam in your tub? Well, I suppose you could if you really wanted to, but, having like a laptop with Flotsam loaded on it being with you near a tub sounds like a recipe to get yourself electrocuted, so I wouldn't advise it. So a crazy guy in a black suit behind you would be cloaked. Yes, yes, yes. You would never see him coming. I would just... Oh! Anyways. Chroma Ninja. Yeah! Yeah, it would be a Chroma Ninja now, wouldn't it? Let's see here. It explains Dracula! Yeah, he just got chroma keyed out of existence. Okay, so we are out of fish. All the fish got cooked up, which is great. Okay. Okay. Check the map. Now, we have one more stop here. But this will go ahead and sail us the rest of the way to the end of the game. And that's where the game resets and you start back at the start again. So, we're probably going to end up going to the end again here soon. Yeah, so to help out with the fish need, I'm putting the fishing hut back on, baiting the nets with seaweed to get us nibbler fish. So one seaweed turns into 3 fish. With a little bit of, 30 seconds of work. Alright, so I'm going to try something real quick here. I'm going to save my game. Saving the ding-ding. Yep. Was saved. I'm going to exit. I'm going to exit to the main menu. And then I'm going to reload the game to see if that fixes the inventory glitch that we're seeing there. Yeah. So now that I've reloaded the game... Huh. Still saying that I have absolutely no metal, when it says I have 20 metal up here. Huh. And when I open this up here, well, how big is the, oh my goodness. The distillinator. Oh my god. Maybe that's what, oh, okay. So it was saying that I had 20 metal, but it was saying that I had 20 metal in screws and pipes. That's what it was saying. Okay, that's a little confusing. I think they need to go ahead and consider splitting this out to having screws, pipes, and plastic netting. If that's what they're doing, because having it function, or if these are just going to be base resources and you're going to have other resources but you don't want to track them, one square here that has like all the crafting resources like smashed together on that square to let you know that you have crafting supplies, because having that show up as metal obviously is confusing, because it confused the crap out of me when it was stuff that was made out of metal that it was reflecting. I've beaten TVMHM solo. Final boss took me 13 minutes to beat. What's TVHM? I feel like I should know this, but I don't remember. Moonhunter, please tell me what that abbreviation is for. So yeah, very much Raft SimCity FTL. Oh, true Vault Hunter mode. Okay. Yeah. I haven't had a chance to try it yet. I don't have the free time, sadly. I'm hoping I could get some metal out of here, but I don't think I'm gonna get any. Okay. So we are out of fish. We are using the fishing hut to try to get more. After we're done scavenging this, I'm gonna rescue these guys. I only have a bed for one of them. The other guy's gonna have to survive without a bed until we can move on to the next area, because then I'll be able to get enough, because this hints that there's gonna be a viaduct there, which means tons of metal, which means that I'll be able to get enough metal to make him a bed. Now that we have the distillinator built finally, take a look at this. So, fresh water, so it produces 4 water for 1 fuel. Whereas this produced 1 water for 1 fuel. Actually, this took 30 seconds, used 2 fuel to produce fresh water. This takes 4 fuel, so it's much more fuel efficient and it's quicker. And let's be real, I'm actually starting to go ahead and lose water at this point, because I've got so many people. The passive water collection can only go so far. I could build more passive water collectors. That's what I can do. And I might, considering I can go ahead and come off of here and just build a whole lot more. Alright, we got this scavenged. We got this. People rescued. Alright. 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 That being said, carry on. But carry on my wayward son. Alright. Alright, so we have the viaduct here. We're going to want to scavenge that first. And then we have the shack town here, which we might get some useful stuff out of. But the viaduct has to come first. Also, fishing. Alright. Should have enough to build that second home now. Considering the odd shape there, I'm going to see if I can fit something more useful there. We'll go ahead and put this here for now. Okay, let's see. What are we? Waiting for fuel to be brought. Okay. And we're going through the fish as fast as we can go and get it. We have the fish still being fished up using the fishing net. We have all of our fishing boats going out and getting fish. The fish, the second we got it, is being processed and turned into cooked fish. Now, there are ways we could stretch our fish even farther. Instead of using the seaweed in the fishing net, we could go ahead and switch our food trucks over to using the fish to make seaweed, to make sushi. That will allow us to go ahead and use seaweed as our in our food trucks. So instead of fishing up more fish, we're stretching that fish to make it last longer. The problem is, of course, once you run out of seaweed, then that's it, you're out of seaweed. Because that's something you have to find in the world. So, and I only have 30 seaweed left. But it's a way to go and get our food supply to go ahead and stretch even farther. Okay. Let's go and scavenge that. Okay. The viaduct is all done. All my metals already all used up too. Making more houses for more people. I think I'm gonna go ahead and see about getting even more passive water collection in there. I'd like to see my water reserve storage go up a little bit more. I do love how they have a partially built stage where it's still getting assembled. But I can imagine, considering this is seeming like it's a metal shell with a lot of flotation devices under it. That you look at it, it's probably got to be hot as heck in there, because if you've ever been in like a metal shed or something on a hot day where the sun is beating down on it, it gets warm fast. So I can't imagine these houses here are incredibly comfortable. If anything, I would want to have them all painted black. Instead of having them a light color, have them a very dark color. The reason why that is dark colors reflect more light, so the housing material would absorb less heat and turn it into heat and basically cause the home to be warmer. By painting it a dark color, it reflects the bulk of the light and... Wait, no! Oh my god, my brain, how did... No. Black absorbs light reflects. I was wrong. My brain was thinking things backwards. So you want to keep them as light colored to reflect as much light as possible. You want to avoid dark colors. Sorry. My thermodynamics was thermodynamically wrong. So, scratch that, reverse it. Okay, so we need to make 6 pipes. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. So we can make another large water collector here. Water container. Oh! The houses can hold 2 people. That is much better. Instead of the small houses that hold only 1 person. The houses hold 2. Considering they are much bigger, it's nice that they actually house 2 people instead of just 1 person. So, that's cool. Could be layered to stay cool. Like, oh, you're right. You're right. Having a pocket of air between the 2. That's how they do it. Like, even in thermoses, how they keep heat in, but yet it's cool on the outside, or keep things cold on the inside, but, you know, they don't lose the heat. Is what they do is they go ahead and have an inner sleeve, a pocket of air or a vacuum, and then the outer sleeve. And what that allows is, because heat doesn't transfer through air well, it transfers through a vacuum even worse. So by having a space between your exterior and interior wall, and then having that filled with either an insulating material to block the transference of heat, or a air, or even better yet, out of all of the above, you want an absolute vacuum. That would prevent transfer of heat. So if the exterior of the buildings were metal, but like the interior was like they had a wood interior, and they have, like, you know, they have the wood well caulked in some way to prevent air leaking through, then you would have that kind of insulation of having that air gap. I think they call it building enveloping is the term for it. I could be wrong, though. Feel free to go ahead and Google and correct me if I am. It also could be water cooled. Yes. Yes. They could totally have, like, a bicycle inside each house that you can pedal to operate a water pump that pumps ocean water up through a copper tubing in between the walls, and then have that tubing, you know, dump into, like, a outpour that literally just pumps warm water out. So yes, they could totally be water cooled. But considering having a guy inside your house sweating it up, pedaling a bike, so he can go ahead and pump water through a tube to cool the house. He's literally getting himself personally hotter to cool the house for everyone living in it. So, yeah, that seems like a good idea, right? Okay. Makes sense? Because you gotta keep in mind, everything that you're doing has to be powered in some way. Okay. So we're starting to run low on sushi. I mean, on seaweed for the sushi. But the sushi has 1 nutrition value, but you're using 1 fish, 1 sushi to make one fish, one seaweed to make 3 sushi. So you're basically turning one fish into 3 nutrition value by including the sushi with it, which it works. Right. I'm gonna speed this up again. We've been going slow while we've been chit-chatting. Ooh. That's an idea. There are ways to go ahead and get water to flow uphill. It's challenging, though. You would have to make the vessel that the water is being drawn in have less pressure than the outside vessel, and that would be one way to do it, by creating a slight vacuum. I mean, that's how you pull air into your lungs. Your lungs have only so much space in them when you exhale, because you've compressed them. But when you inhale, you're increasing the space in your lungs, but you're not increasing the amount of air that's in your lungs. You're actually just taking the air and you're just creating more room for it. Therefore, it has less air pressure than the air outside. So by breathing in, you make your chest bigger, your lungs expand, and there's more room in your lungs, at which point the air that's higher pressure outside rushes into your lungs. So when you exhale, you're decreasing the size of your lungs. So there's now the air in your lungs is higher pressure than the air outside, so it rushes out. So you could go ahead and do something simply like that, of having a simple like wind turbine, a windmill on the top of each building. That the only point of that windmill is to increase and then decrease a large water bladder that is used to pump water through. Yeah. Yeah. Capillaries that create surface tension that generates pressure. That's an idea too. There's a lot of ways you could go around doing it if you're a smart boy. Or girl. Smart person. Just be smart. Have the smarts. If you have the big brain smarts, you get things done. Or you don't. One way or another. Alright, so it looks like this got salvaged. We have plenty of food. Don't think we have much fish left. We have a fair bit of supplies. So I think it's time to move on. So, do I spend my last fuel to go here, knowing that when I go here, it's going to cycle me back and it's going to give me fuel again before I need it again? I think that's what we're going to do. I think it's a safe bet to go here. Because I want to see if there's possibly any seaweed there. Because if there's seaweed there, I just used a bunch of seaweed up making fish. And making sushi. Ah, seaweed. So we're going to salvage the seaweed. We're going to salvage the water. And we're going to salvage that. Slow this down. Where are the fishies? There's the fishies. Oh, I'm really not seeing any fish. That's not good. That, in fact, is the opposite of good. That is kind of bad. Because if that's it, just one school of fish, then I'm gonna be in trouble. We'll get the water out of there, get that into storage. If I can get some more metal, I can go ahead and make another large water container and put it like right here. Not when I can make one of these. Seems like a waste of metal. If I make a small one, I can make a large one. And I only need two more metal to do that. Okay. Oof. Oh. Some wood and food. Yeah. We're gonna run out of seaweed before we run out of fish. There we go. Some more passive water collection. If I get desperately low on water, I can go and burn fuel to go and get it. There we go. Water collected. So now it's just that. Alright. Oh man, that is just perfect. Are definitely using up a lot of space and a lot of resources by doing this. got some wood, but most of the plastic, which I think is what we need the most right now. Alright. What the? I think we may have a glitch. I think, I'm not any, you know, master man of the sea, but I'm pretty sure that's not how boats work. Oh, I get it. That's not a boat. That's a submarine. We're just seeing the top of the sub peeking up from the water. God, someone clip that. Oh man, that is a silly glitch. Someone set depth charges. We're being attacked by a naval sub. Oh goodness. Oh man. No. Please tell me you're pulling into that parking spot there. I just want to see if the capsized ship just flips over the second you dock it. Boof! Yep. Oh, that's why. It must have flipped over because of how dense all that food is. Yeah. What's in what do you think has to be in those 7 cans of food? They made this so dense that it flipped upside down. Canned fruitcake? Highly compacted spam? You tell me. All right. All right. Did we pull up all the fish? Yep, it looks like it. Alright. Time to move on. And that puts us right at the start again. Alright. Swim to collect plastics. Salvage. I'm gonna end up having another mask that I'm not gonna ever use. Taking up space. Fish. Fish. There's so much I can't make because I don't have materials for them. So this will give me 5 scrap metal. And in order to make the large water collector, as long as I can get that scrap metal, it should be good. Oh, don't eat the plastic, whale lord. Plastic's not good for whales. Willard the whale? Is that what we should name him? Let's see here. I have a feeling that we need plastic more than anything else right now. Whatever do you mean, Full Auto? My town functions perfectly. I have no idea what you're talking about. You know, if you can build a better town, the game is on sale on Steam for $25. I think they're still doing a 10% off discount for the launch of the game. So you can go ahead and see if you want to pick this up on Steam, and you could show me how to better design your town. I know that I'm not the best. I know that I'm not a perfect person when it comes to building and designing things. Look at what I stream. You're welcome. If you want to give it a try, by all means, I would love to look at what your towns look like. You could always take a screenshot and show them to me on Discord. Oh, God. I think the challenge is we don't have enough people. I mean, we definitely proven that we can go ahead and get the food done, but we don't have enough people to do all of the jobs. So, that said, let's consider moving on. We have John Looter Swanstorm, who is got the torpedo, so he moves fast. Then we have Steel Hook Curtis. He also has torpedo. Yes. Yes, rescue them. They will be useful. And then we have a shack town that we could salvage from as well. Fish. 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 we go. Everyone rescued. So at this point, we have space for one more person before we're going to start hitting problems. So we need to get more metal so we can make that the space for one more person. Same time. Well, you know what? I'm not going to go ahead and start building more space for water storage until we start getting this filled up. We're sitting about half water storage. We do definitely need to be salvaging what we can. Come on. There we go. Alright. Let's see here. I was like, huh, none of my sheds are making food anymore. Wonder why. Oh, I don't have any lumber. Gee, go figure. Oh. Alright, full auto. Thank you for at least wish listing it for me. Of course, you know, I don't get any benefit of you picking up the game other than, you know, maybe the developers see that that people actually buy the game after watching my stream, which means it's more likely that they'll send more games my direction down the road. But yeah, Pajama Llama Games. What a name for a game studio. But yeah, so sitting on 42 research points, and this is my fourth? How many times have I gone through the map yet? Now, what I would like to see, though, is new maps. That once you run through the first map, when you hit that point where it's going to load load you back to the same map over at the start again, what I would like to see is, since there's several different destinations you can end up at, having, you know, for each end destination be a different map. Of course, they could be strikingly similar to the map you have, but just having different obstacles, different dividing points, mixing it up just a little bit would be cool. So, I mean, having a section that's got a lot of debris where you can't sail forward, and you gotta hope that you have the fuel, because the only way that you could sail through the debris ends up getting you going a long ways without having any sort of good resources. That would be a challenge. Like, if you have the fuel, you can go ahead and get to the good places. But if you didn't save fuel, the only sailing path you can take is going to go ahead and starve you of supplies that you may need. I think that would be putting some more challenging maps in the game would be smart. That being said, I need to go ahead and take a brief intermission here, folks. Use the restroom. I'll be back. Give me like 5-10 minutes. Alright, I'm back. Thank you so much for your patience, folks. Now, I think Full Auto asked a question before I went to break there. What can you do with the whale? I don't think you can do anything with the whale as of yet. I can't click on him or interact with him. Just look at him in his big derpy eyes. He's a cutie though.
Hello. Hello. Hallo.
Yo.
Yo. Hallo. Yo. Elba. Hörst du mich?
Okay. Do I make... Yeah, I'm holding off the water collector. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I think that there are. This is a nice baseline. The game really right now. As long as you manage things and you're smart about things, the game is really easy. It's laid back. It's calm. It's a relaxing game to play. There's a little resource management challenge to it, but nothing too really extreme. So definitely for someone that wants like a starter city builder with some small exploration adventure mechanics tied into it, I think this makes a great game as it stands currently. As it is an early access game that just came out, there's a few quality of life changes that they could add to the game to make it a little bit more easier to manage for larger city building. They could go ahead and put, storage hubs that allow you to expand the build area outside of the starting build area that they have here that limits you. Like if I were to go ahead and build this out to here and then put a storage hub here, it would go ahead and like open up a smaller area around that storage hub. Or you could call it a town pylon, if you will. So if you run a building room, you'll need to build more pylons instead of a town heart. But all of the buildings in the game also have a durability stat to it. And durability implies that at some point in the future they can take damage. So I expect that they're going to have situations like maybe they'll have inclement weather, storms, hurricanes, typhoons. They talk in the game about there being trash floods. And that's what keeps people from living on land, because the water will rise up and flood the land with a bunch of trash. So I imagine that we would see, trash floods happen, and a trash storm, if you will, wash through the town, depositing, yes, a lot of, great trash here and there that we could recycle and use, but also damaging buildings. Raiders, now that would be something that would be an interesting mechanic. If we can get some classic Waterworld smokers coming in on their jet skis, wanting to raid us for our fuel and our food, that would be something. Yeah, raiders, pirates. Yeah. It would definitely be an interesting mechanic to see in the game. But then again, the second you introduce raiders, that's when you start introducing defenses for said raiders. So you would have to look at unlocking things like town walls. Like if you think back to Waterworld, that one town had those huge walls all around it, and then had that one gate. that allowed you to go ahead and you'd have to go ahead and holler at the guard at that gate to open the gate to let you into the town. So I imagine building like tall walls. They'll probably have they could have different tiers of those walls that you could build around the edge of your town. Yeah. Boom, 3 factions: raiders, pirates, and smokers. Smokers just want your fuel, but they don't want anything else. So you're not gonna have to worry about anything but your fuel if you go after that. Raiders, you have to worry about them killing people because they don't care who gets caught in the line of fire. They want to take everything, but do not care. And I would say pirates, they don't want to hurt you. They just want to take your stuff. As long as you let them go ahead and get your food and water and your supplies, you're okay with them taking away your resources. They'll leave your people alone. That's the way I would see it. Yeah. I don't know how they'd work in a minigame like that. Would be interesting, though. But keep in mind, the second you work in a lot of hostile factions like that, they have to start worrying about more complex combat AIs. And I don't know how they're going to go ahead and do that. Like, if a villager gets attacked by a raider, how do you figure out who wins? What variables do you account for? Also means, what kind of tools would you be able to go ahead and make to protect your villagers and arm them? Like, would you go ahead and develop, stab-resistant plastic vests that are basically like you take a bunch of plastic and you weave it together in thick meshes, kind of like Kevlar is, just to go ahead and protect them from being stabbed without making them too heavy? And would you take your metal and some of your wood to make things like spears and harpoons? I think it's all worth considering. But since I've gotten all the supplies out of here, let's go ahead and move on. Alright. So let's go and get that, and that. Let's see here. Fish. The world was at peace until the Smoke Nation attacked. Wow. Wow. Going all Avatar Airbender on me, are ya? Hey, Toast. Welcome to the stream, bud. Airbender meets Waterworld. Alright. We got the fuel out of there. So that'll get added to our inventory here shortly. French toast. Is this like a civ? Yeah, it's kind of like a civilization. I've gotten pretty far in here. You normally just start with this town heart at the very beginning, and then you build gangplanks and walkways, and build buildings to go and get the resources you need. And this is my third time streaming this game. I did a 2-hour kind of starting stream, then I did like a 2.5-hour part 2, and this is my third time playing this, and I've gone for about 2.5 hours. And I've kind of maxed things out to some degree, so... Yeah, I can't get water collectors in there. But I can get some water collectors in here. Now let's see what we got out of this. Yeah, so 3 wood, 7 food, 10 research. Okay. So again, I have researched everything at this point in the game. I had almost everything the first time through. But yeah. As this game just came out a couple days ago, and it is in early access, I could see them adding a lot onto this game. It has a lot of room for growth. But it's not... For an early access game, it's rather well put together. But I'm definitely hitting that point where I'm running out of room to build things. I've kind of expanded to the maximum size I can. Until they go ahead and throw things into the game that allow you to go ahead and build more. I'm kind of hitting that limit on how much I can squeeze in. So right now it's more of making sure that I have, because every time you go through the game you end up picking up more people. Okay, so we got the water, we got the oil, the fuel, and then we got the canned food and dry wood that we're going to salvage from the abandoned shack. So, now I have 1 bed space left. So I'm going to try to go ahead and get a seagull buddy again as a member of my crew. Lonely seagulls needs friends too. So that's going to move. I went there the first time to get a seagull in my community, but some sort of glitch happened, and he ended up, starving, even though there was plenty of food and water. So, Steve Gull. So, and he is a hungry hippo. So we're gonna go and rescue him. We're gonna go and get some more seaweed, and then we're gonna go get the metal. Steven Seagal. And I wonder if he'll end up being in any action movies down the road. Alright. There we go. So now we have a new town mascot. The whale is like your guardian. Yep. We clean all the plastic out of the water and repurpose it so he doesn't accidentally end up eating it. And he goes ahead and goes around and chases off any nasty sharks and stuff. Okay. Now the seagull can't go to landmarks, can't build, can't craft, can't collect water, can't cook food, but they can go ahead and haul, fish, and collect salvage. Now, a seagull, unlike a person that can haul 5 items, a seagull can only haul 1. They can only fish 1. The benefit of a seagull, though, is when a seagull goes fishing, they don't need a boat. And when they go and haul supplies, they don't need to go ahead and fly. They don't have to go down the walkways. They can fly from point A to point B. So there is some benefits despite that. So I'm gonna have him be a gopher. And I'm going to have him help a little bit with fishing, but not really worry about it too much. Fishing and salvage. But mostly I want him to go ahead and do that. And there he is. Flies out. He gets himself a fish. And after he's spent enough time there to get the fish, he goes ahead and will end up flying back. At least he's supposed to. Steven, what you doing, bud? Yep, there he goes. Flies back to drop the fish off. Trying to find a path to a storage unit that's empty enough to put it in. Flies in. Probably get himself something to eat. Yeah, he just got something to eat. There we go. Alright. That being said, we're likely to get more people here soon, so we need to look at making some more housing. So I think I'll make a house. Set up a new house here. And there's some plastic right offshore, so I don't need a boat to get this plastic. I just tell people to swim out there. don't see there being many cars left. Oh, there's a fishing hole over here. It looks like I have someone over here. I saw you. You were flying. You were upside down. You were doing the upside down thing. Let's see here. You're grabbing that seaweed. Running back over, getting more. And watch as he sails away. He'll be sailing upside down again. This game, it's got some cute little bugs. Nothing that really damages the experience. Just, you know, you gotta watch them, otherwise they'll sail their boat upside down for reasons. Okay. I think we're good on firewood for a while. I think we can turn that off. Again, it would be a nice quality of life addition to have a make firewood until you have X amount of firewood in storage, instead of just add queue one piece or auto queue until you run out of resources. So yeah. Make until you have like 25, 50, 100. Just even like, or have it be a slider. Make until there's X amount in storage. Okay. So far we've gotten 2 metal out of there. That's nice. We have only a little bit of seaweed left in there. Okay, the seaweed is already all taken care of. So now it's just the 2 metal left in the viaduct. And then we'll move on to the next area. Now, ooh, I could go to the town. But I've been to the town frequently, and I don't need any more research points. That would be one of the big benefits of going to the town. I could sail forward, and definitely I could go ahead and definitely use the increased water supply, and that would also feed into the metal. But I could also go ahead and go here, because I haven't been to this oil factory yet, I think, and that would go ahead and give me a whole lot more oil, which I can't produce anyway. I can make water, I can't make oil, and that would allow me to spend to get metal if I need it at that point. What do you guys think? Should I go ahead and go for the water, or do you think I should go for the factory? You have work tomorrow. What's the plan for Saturday's stream? Saturday will be my last stream. Saturday is, or rather, today, later tonight, is my last day of streaming before the big trip, and because everything has to get broken down after tomorrow. So I do have my normal plans to hang out with Sonus. I think that they want to do more of the rad stream, so I will be doing some of that, but I would be up for an additional bonus stream just before that, as long as I've gotten everything packed up that I have to. Yeah. We'll see. If there's something that you guys want me to stream, like as a goodbye stream, let me know. Let me know. But otherwise, it's seeing if Sonus wants to go ahead and do The Rad server again. Roguelike Adventures and Dungeons, I believe the mod is called, but people refer to it as Rad for Minecraft. But I'd be up for maybe doing a bonus stream, depending on if I get everything else done early. I have a little packing that I still have to do. Just a little bit. Mostly going through boxes, making sure everything's secure. But, alright. I think I'm going to go for the factory. Just because I haven't done that yet. Now, because I'm going to the factory, I could go ahead and go all the way down the map using my fuel. So let's see what we got here. This is actually really good for me. We're going to be able to get not only fuel, but metal as well. Okay. We have fish, like, right here. Oh, please tell me I can get those fish too. No, they're in the fog. But I can't get these ones. Alright. We got some fuel. We got some metal. And we got some wood. Sweet. Oh, another fishing spot. Sweet. I am worried that we're hitting storage capacity. I can make another storage yard. Ooh, I could squeeze it in right there too. Yeah. Right. There's a little bit of dead space in here that I think I can do better. We could deconstruct this one, build a walkway out along the backs of these, see if I can get two instead of just one solar still there. Let's go ahead and do that. This is also a great way to test to see if the deconstruction bug that I had last time reoccurs. Because what happened last time when I deconstructed something, it unbuilt, I got some supplies back, but it then just sat there in a this needs to be deconstructed state. But when I saved and reloaded the game, then it just magically disappeared. So there is that. You know, it's amazing that they can stack things so high and they don't have them, you know, you don't worry about this getting knocked over. This is absolutely gobsmackingly full with metal, seaweed, wood, fish, plastic, sushi. There's all sorts of stuff right in that storage unit. Can you imagine though, if you went ahead and just had someone run into it for whatever reason? Did that boat just clip through? Okay. And just like knock all that out. Ooh. Man. That'd be tough. Alright. We got all the metal off the viaduct. You can play. This is what happened last time, where Steven got stuck in his home that he was living in, and he just couldn't leave, and he ended up starving to death. So here's Steven. He has a fish in his inventory. He's somehow stuck in this house. And he's slowly getting hungrier and hungrier, and he's not leaving. And it says he's twiddling his thumbs, which means he's doing nothing. So what I'm gonna do, save. Then I'm going to exit. I'm going to try to reload to see if that unsticks Steven. You'd like to see me do some Kerbal? We'll see. Let's see if this rescues Steven. There we go. Steven's now free. So... clears his inventory. Grabbing a snack. So, there you go. So that's the thing. If you hear a seagull cawing over and over again, with that current glitch, that means that they are stuck in a building and you have to save and reload your game in order to try to go ahead and get them out of there. Okay. Then it looks like that got done building, being unbuilt rather. Let's go and see if we can make a walkway. Along there. Yeah. Even if I do that, I've basically freed this room up here for expansion. So I lost resources from stripping that water collector out, yes. But I've also freed more resources and space up for further expansion. Because again, I'm trying to work with the very limited build space that you have in the game right now. A single misclick, and I've got a walkway that cost me the entirety of that. That didn't want to be that short. There we go. Doing anything I can to squeeze as much space out as possible. Okay. 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 We'll stay long enough to see if we can get any more wood. I mean, any more fish. Once the fish, we'll stay long enough to go ahead and get any more resources we can. Wood, plastic. Well, as long as there's still fish here. The second the fish runs out, we've got to move on. We're doing a great job of collecting resources, but not such a good job of getting all of the resources. There we go. Okay. So at this point, the only thing that I really can look at needing to build is storage spaces and housing. So I'm just going through the space I have left here and go ahead and saying, okay, can I build a storage here? Can I build a house here? If I do it, how can I get it to fit? So I can get something to fit here, but not much down here. Is the house any different? I get a house in here. So the only thing I can do is maybe get two houses in there. We could get a house in here. And we could probably get a house in here. But we probably can't get a house in here. But if we went with a small storage, we could probably get a small storage in there. So yeah. So just squeezing things in to what little space I have left at this point. Because I've built out to the best I can for the outside ring. But now it's just a matter of making the most use of what space I have on the interior as possible. Okay. We got all the fish in. Think we got all the fish in. We have 15 fish here. We have, that's just gonna go ahead and be done. There's only 3 fish there. Okay. Do you hear the cawing again? So you've got saved, stuck again. Save, continue, exit. So, again, I would say right now, until they get the seagull glitch fixed, avoid getting seagulls as people in your town, because they will get stuck, and it happens with. See, there we go, and now it's free. They get stuck in houses and in small houses, and it keeps them from being able to go and get food. So I would just say that if they were to go ahead and make seagull nests, if they were able to make seagull nests, add them to the game, have the seagulls coded to go ahead and sleep in those instead of houses, so of any sort, that would go ahead and be something that you could do. Especially if there's a chance that that seagull nest may produce eggs. That gives you a new food source that you can go ahead and have for your village. So, seagulls, chickens of the sea. So, you know, just a little seagull nest, a seagull hutch, or whatever you want to do, instead of having them sleep in houses, because when the seagulls sleep in houses, that's when problems happen in the game. And I'm going to say this right now, with the game acting the way it is right now, I'm getting a significant amount of just input lag. So I have a feeling that saving and reloading the game is making it challenging. So this is me pressing W once. Pressing W once. Pressing S once. I don't think they intended someone to really build out a base this much. I have the game paused. Nothing is going ahead and being calculated or moving at this point. This is just my system struggling with the game. Yeah, a crow's nest would be lovely. Something that, you know, could take a bit of wood, a bit of plastic, nothing extreme, and you could go ahead and just have it be like a post that can intersect with a gangplank, a walkway, or something. It takes very little room, but has like a little like rope ladder to it that every once in a while a villager can go up and gather an egg, and that gives you a different full sword. Yeah. You're right. You could go ahead and have them attached to the sail. But with the game struggling so much with how big my city is, I think we've hit the question that is the title of the stream. How big is too big? And I'm going to say the reason why they probably have the build limit to the size they do for Flotsam right now is because you can definitely get your town bigger than the current engine can handle. So the game, for being early access and just being out for a couple days, is amazingly well put together. Other than like the seagull glitch, the visual glitch where sometimes sailboats are upside down in the water, a couple of very minor building glitches. The thing I think they need to go and focus on the most is if they want to go ahead and allow people to expand it and build out farther, some stability and performance optimization has to happen in the game, which is like true for any new game. I mean, even Borderlands 3, a AAA game that just came out not too long ago, is struggling with stability and optimization. That's just new games for you. So this for being an early access game, this is rather well put together. So I am very happy with me getting a copy of this game. I hope you guys sign in to GTA for free 1 mil. I will consider it. 6-year anniversary, 1 mil for free. I'll consider it. But I think for now, folks, I'm going to go ahead and call it a night. I need to get some rest. Tomorrow is going to be crazy. Got to go ahead and do the last bit of packing. The only thing that isn't getting actually broken down and packed away is my computer desk and my bed, which you can kind of see because I don't have the backdrop right now. The backdrop for here, I don't have it because it's already packed away. So you're seeing the chroma key actually picking up a portion of my bed thinking that it's supposed to be captured. So the bed is going to stay up and the computer desk is going to stay up for for the last stream's day, which is tomorrow night. Once I hit midnight tomorrow night, I have to stop because that's when I have to start breaking the computer down. So that means I have to get a lot of sleep tonight because the moving truck comes 10 a.m. tomorrow, Sunday morning, 10 a.m. And I have to have my computer desk broken down and ready to be loaded on that truck. It's going to be a crazy day. So, thank you so much for joining me, everyone. I'm going to sign off. As always, if you're new to the channel, subscribe, like, notify, all that jazz. But stay frosty. And I'll see you again one last time at this location later tonight. Bye for now.